Hey, y'all, welcome back to this episode of the Yes We Can podcast. I'm your host, Kira Anderson, and today I have the lovely Beth Geolat on. She is a solo parent. She has been through all sorts in her life, most importantly, coming out of an alcoholic relationship. She was left when her boys, right?
Yes.
We're young, and she is willing to come on and share her story and talk about what she's done to turn her pain into purpose. So let's welcome Beth to the show.
Hi, Kira. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, so I've been an only parent for 15 years.
Okay.
I grew up on the Illinois side, but I moved over here to the Baldwin area a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And one of the things that I love doing is helping people move out of a place of overwhelm and stress and burnout to one of more peace and energy. And so that's why I started my business, Centered Soul Collective, in order to help people do that.
I love that. And, there's so much about your story. You and I met, was it our good friend, Ann Tobin, that connected us. So Ann is amazing. She's been on the show a couple times. So she said, you two ladies got to meet. And so you and I met at Toledo Coffee and chatted and hit it off right away. We have a lot of similarities. And I knew right away, I'm like, okay, lady, will you come on? First of all, you're my people. Yeah. Secondly, I really wanted you to come on the show and share your story because you are so open and vulnerable about something that touches really most, if not all of us. And your story is unique. So, I can't wait for you to share it. So let's go back. So you're born and raised in Illinois, single, parents married, divorced?
My parents were married.
Married, okay. And were you the only child or you have siblings?
I have a younger sibling.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And alcoholism in your home or no?
Not in my home, but extended family.
Extended family, yes. Yeah. So, alcohol runs rampant, as we all know, all across America. But, St. Louis, we're the home of Anheuser-Busch. So it's kind of just a thing here, right?
It's normal in everything you do.
I know. I joke, and no offense, people, because I'm a transplant, that they put out Anheuser-Busch products in the baby's bottles here. And I'm like totally kidding, but it's just so normal, right? And I'm not shaming anybody. It's just the way of life here. So anywho, okay. And then where'd you go to school?
So I went to college at Southwest Missouri State.
Did we talk about that?
Yeah.
What year did you graduate?
2004.
So I came in 2003. That's right. Were you in a sorority or business fraternity?
No,
okay.
No. I studied hospitality.
Okay.
I wanted to do hotels and that whole avenue, but took a different direction.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Go Bears, by the way. Okay. And then what? What'd you do after college?
So after college, I decided I wanted to become a pastry chef, and I moved to Portland, Oregon, and got my certificate in pastry.
There you go.
Yeah, and that's where I spent several years. That's where I met my kid's husband and
your kid's father.
Kid's father, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Kid's not married yet.
No.
Okay, so you met him at pastry school or in Portland, Oregon?
In Portland, Oregon.
Okay, and what did he do?
He was in finance.
Okay.
Yeah.
I married a finance guy. Okay, so how old were you guys when you met?
I think I was about 26, 27.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and he was about the same age or?
He was a little bit older, a few years older.
Okay.
And he had everything together at that point.
Yeah, so it seems.
Yeah.
So you dated for a couple years, got married. How'd that go?
So we met through a mutual friend, and I was also dealing with a lot of things from my past, so I was also very heavy into the drinking at the time. And so birds of a feather flock together, and we just hit it off right away because that's what was interesting to us at the time, to go out and have fun.
It's a lot of people's story in your 20s, right? You're legal to drink, you're having fun, you're making a little money as you get into your later 20s oftentimes. And so you're out whining and dining and totally. I mean, Kyle and I did that, my 20s, I lived in Northern California, was out with my, all my girlfriends. We were single, drinking wine, taking our clients out. It was a blast. And you hear a lot of people doing that, right, in your 20s. And, some people grow out of it, some people don't. Right?
Yes,
okay, so continue. We're partying, having fun, getting along.
Yeah. And around that time, we ended up getting pregnant with my son.
Okay.
And
Prior to marriage?
Prior to marriage.
Okay.
And we moved back home here to be closer to family.
Was he from St. Louis?
No, he's from out there
in
Washington State.
Okay, that's hilarious. I was talking with somebody the other day. St. Louis is they call it the in-law city or in-law club or something because so many women bring their husbands. It's bizarre to me.
Yeah.
It's not like any other city. I mean, St. Louis is pretty darn great, right? And there's lots of pro teams and but it just amazes to me how many times I hear the story that there are lots of transplants. Husbands come because the women's families are here.
That's interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, interrupted. Go ahead.
You're fine. So we moved back here, and within probably 8 months of being here, my mom was diagnosed with glioblastoma, which is a brain cancer.
It is.
And she was given 6 months to live.
Beth, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. So it was very shocking. I considered her to be a very healthy individual, took care of herself and exercised, ate healthy. So it came as a shock. And during that time, his drinking seemed to get worse and worse the more pressure that there was in the family with having a kid. And it just wasn't working for me the way that I wanted it to.
Mm-hmm. And you probably pulled back on the drinking. You're pregnant, right?
Oh, yeah. Once my son, you enter that phase of life, just not something I wanted to do anymore.
No.
I wanted to be a great mom, and I wanted to focus on what I could do to raise a great son. So,
and you know what's interesting? It's different from women, right? Because our bodies go from, we go from being an individual, right? And it's our body. And then we get pregnant, and all of a sudden we are the nest, like we're the home for that baby. So your body is no longer just your body, right? And it is a mental shift, and men don't go through that.
No.
Right? But women do. And then you have that child, and if you're able to nurse or want to nurse, it's like God is allowing you to provide food for that baby. Again, it's like and I think, I don't know if you struggle with this, but I was into fitness and all the things and then got pregnant, and it's like, because it's not your body, I no longer can treat it the same way, right? Like I no longer can be running marathons and, being strict about my intake and, all those things. It's like you're fueling to create a human, right? Yeah. And help a human grow. And then even after you have a baby. So it's a mental shift entirely, because it's not about it's no longer just about you, right?
Right.
So it's different than what the men go through. So they can continue if they want to drink and treat their body the way that they have, whereas a mother, it's different. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah. And he just really struggled with, I think, being a father, and that made the drinking worse. And it came to a point where it was hard for him to keep a job and to really function in life.
What did he do?
He was in finance.
So you mentioned that. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
And then did he grow up in an alcoholic home? Did he have alcohol in his family?
He had a lot of things in his past that caused him, I think, to drink alcohol.
Like trauma and
trauma.
Such? Okay.
And alcoholism is a disease. And it's something that is very hard to control and very hard to get sober and to get help with. And it's very rampant. It really is. And so watching him go through that was hard, because I wanted the family dynamic that I had in my head of we have a kid together, and then we ended 2 kids together, and I wanted that picture perfect family that I saw in my head, but it just wasn't heading in that direction.
Yeah.
And so there was a time when my mom was in the hospital. It was about 15 years ago, and she had just gone through her 3rd brain cancer surgery. And it was January. I remember it. We were in the ICU room, and she had had a stroke during that surgery. And my dad and I were in the room with her, and he was on her other side holding her hand. And watching him in that moment and just the entire process of her cancer journey, he was there for her every single moment. And he was loving and uplifting, and they would read scripture together and pray every single day. And I don't know what it was, but that moment just clicked. And I was like, my husband then would never be able to do that for me. Like, if I had fallen on hard times, I could never count on him to be there. And that was the moment I decided I needed to get a divorce and move forward.
Had you addressed this with your husband, the drinking, and asked him to go to rehab and therapy, and had you addressed it?
We had addressed it. He tried AA for a couple months. Didn't work. He tried, but he just kept getting worse and worse. And it was to the point where I said, I don't want my kids to live in that type of environment. And I want something better for not just my life, but their life. And so that was January. And April that year, we separated. And then June of that same year, my mom passed.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And so that was the hardest year I've ever had.
I bet.
Not just for me losing two people, but my kids. They lost two really important people in their life. When we separated, he just up and left. And
so he did not take that well.
No. So I was left on my own financially and physically to take care of everything.
How old were the kids, the boys, at that point?
They were 2 and 4 years old.
2 and 4.
Yes.
So you had tried. You tried. You asked him to go to rehab. He went to AA. Did he stop drinking at any point?
For a couple months.
Okay.
During AA.
Okay. And then you finally just said, we need to separate. We need a divorce. Did he sign divorce papers or no?
He did. It wasn't finalized until like December of that year.
But at least he signed the papers.
Yes.
And then left.
He left in April. He left.
Packed his stuff up.
And then we've never seen him since.
Beth.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know, is he still in St. Louis?
No, he moved back to Washington State. So I think I've heard from him maybe 4-5 times in 15 years.
15 years. Checking on the boys, checking on you?
No. It's me reaching out because he's not fulfilling the child support agreement.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, thank you.
How are the boys doing?
The boys are remarkable. They're just wonderful young men.
Aww.
I am so proud of them.
I love that.
Yeah.
So how old are they now?
They are 17 and 19.
17 and 19.
Yes.
Oh, my word. And you've done it the last 15 years. Solo parent. And there's a difference between single parent and solo parent.
Yes.
Right? And I learned this last year at a widow's conference. You can be single and solo, but single parenting oftentimes is when you're divorced and both parents are involved, right? Solo parenting is when it's all you. There is not a reprieve. There is not a part-time.
No.
It's all you.
It's all you. Sick days, the days you don't want to do it, it's all you.
Financially,
yes.
Emotionally, physically, all the things.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
It is very much, yes.
Wow. So you did it.
I did it, yes. And a lot of it was, at first I wasn't as strong in my faith, but as I grew, I really dove into my faith, and that's really what helped me pull me out of survivor mode and to living a life that's more aligned with who I am and what I want.
Yeah, and who God made you to be, right? Like,
yeah.
He gifted you with this. As hard as that is for him to even come out of my mouth, right? Like, he knew Beth Geolat is going to be able to do this. This is her story. She can do this. So how did you support yourself financially? Did you have family support? Or, what did you do from a work standpoint? You weren't continuing to be a pastry chef, I assume. I don't know, though.
Yeah, so I had a job as an executive assistant, and so I actually had 2 jobs. I've always had 2 jobs since even before the boys were born to provide. But I was blessed to have my father help me.
Awesome.
Financially.
Amazing.
And he tried to help me as much as he could because, he's still over in Illinois, so it's about a 45-minute drive. It's not next door. But he did what he could to be there for the boys and to help me through every single moment. And my sister did too, but she's always lived in different states, so we've not been able to be close like that.
And how your mother did pass away?
Yes.
How old was she?
54.
Okay. And how is your dad? How long ago was that?
That was 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Same year. Okay.
Yeah.
How has he been doing as a widower?
He's doing really good. He remarried.
Okay,
They
awesome.
remarried in 2000.
Okay.
Awesome.
Awesome.
So he's doing fantastic.
Okay.
He's very happy now.
Good. I love that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so you raised those boys.
Yes.
They're phenomenal humans. What about you? Did you hit a mental health, did you rock bottom? Did you have anxiety and depression at any point?
So, I mean, through that journey, yes, I had a lot of depression. And I was always just putting my head down, though, and just moving forward. You don't have time in those moments to have a pity party and to cry and grieve and have a day to yourself. You don't have that. And I was also afraid that if I were to give in to that, to grieve and to give in to that sadness, that I wouldn't be able to come up for air.
Totally. It would take over.
Yeah. And then my kids would have nobody.
Right.
And I couldn't do that to them.
Yeah.
Because they had already been through so much. And I swore I would do anything to make their lives better.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I just put my head down and I moved forward. And then, I spent 10 years as an executive assistant. And then I moved into event production and the event world for 10 years. And that was super high paced, very stressful. And it was like a culmination of all of it, to the point where my body was like, okay, you need to stop. You've never given yourself a moment,
A break,
to process everything and to breathe. And so it was a couple years ago when I really had a complete burnout. And it was physically, mentally, spiritually. I just felt completely dead inside. And I would look around and be like, this isn't my life. I am not happy. And that's when the question came to me, is how do I want my life to feel? Not what I want it to look like, but how do I want it to feel? And this wasn't it. And that's when I decided to really completely change the direction of my life. And I mean, through that whole journey, I've been doing a lot of therapy and spiritual work and lots of healing work. But that was the moment I decided I got let go from my job last year, and I decided I'm going to start my own business because it's been on my heart since 2000. And I just wanted to help other people that might be going through similar circumstances to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I want to be that inspiration to help them through it.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So let's talk about your business.
Yes.
What is that business? What's the name of the company you own now that you started?
It's Centered Soul Collective.
Centered Soul Collective.
Yes.
Okay.
And so it's wellness based. I do coaching and workshops, but it's helping people that are feeling stressed and overwhelmed and burnt out to really look at what might be creating that they don't even realize. There's so many hidden patterns of things that we do from our life experiences and how we grew up that really shape and impact how we move through day to day. And so I became certified as a health coach and just started helping people in that arena. And currently I work with 2 nonprofits in the area.
Awesome.
And whenever the moms, they're single moms.
I was going to say, is your clientele men and women or just females?
It's mostly females
Okay.
at the moment.
Okay.
And mostly single moms.
Okay.
And so I can relate to what they're going through, and it feels like
Of course.
impossible sometimes. It feels very impossible many days.
Yeah.
And
You mean being in their shoes or
being in their shoes, yeah.
Yes.
And they just need to know that it's possible.
It is.
And a large part of that is, for me, what I realized is the mindset. Is, you can eat healthy or you can exercise, and that's wellness, and that's great. But to me, there's also that component of the mindset.
Oh, yeah.
How you view things that are happening to you, your perspective. And for me also the spiritual component.
Yes. Amen. So what did you get because I'm a health and wellness coach as well. Where'd you get your certification through?
Through Mind Body Green.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
online.
Yeah, I think we talked about that. That's amazing. And again, that's where you and I I'm like, all right, we're meant to be. You and I were connected for a reason. We had an awesome coffee and we were like, oh my gosh, we have to continue this. Okay, amazing. So how do people get a hold of you? Where do clients find you? And, you mentioned you do workshops. Okay.
Yes, so you can find me on my website, centeredsoulcollective.com, but I'm also on Instagram and Facebook as well.
Okay, and you do speaking, or what's next? What's your next goal?
My next goal is to do speaking a lot more, yes.
Okay. Are you going to be doing any workshops or classes on that? What's your plan there?
I do offer workshops, and I have a few speaking opportunities lined up for the rest of the year, and so I just want to dive into that area more. The more I can get the message out there and share my story, what I've been through, and provide some hope.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And the boys are off to school now? They're in high school? One in high school, one in college?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I just moved my oldest to college this weekend for his second year.
How'd that go? Oh, second year. Okay.
Yeah.
You already been through the first year.
Yeah, the second year is not as hard. I was kind of like, okay, it's time for you to go.
Yeah.
But I'm so proud of him. He's got such a good head on his shoulders and a good compass.
Well, and that speaks to you, right? That speaks to what you did with your situation, and you didn't fall to be, a victim, and it's okay to be a victim. It's okay to fall into that victimhood for a little bit, but at some point you got to put the bootstraps, got to pull them up.
Yeah.
Right? And one foot in front of the other, and whether it's alcoholism or drugs or affairs or whatever it is, right? Like these things happen, right? And we have to get through it. We have no choice, right?
Yes.
One foot in front of the other. Okay. So did your sons, and this is just me asking personally, because, my son now his father's in heaven and he doesn't really have any male influence. Like, did you have male influence in their life? Did they have mentors, or have you dated? Or has there been anybody else, a male figure in their life?
Yes. So, I mean, the biggest male figures was my father and then their uncle. And then we did join Big Brothers Big Sisters for a little bit. That was a really great organization.
Awesome. As little they had big brothers. That's brilliant. I hadn't thought about that. I used to do Big Brother Big Sister.
It's a phenomenal organization.
It is.
Yes.
Awesome.
So, and I was always looking for opportunities, and honestly, I feel like that's an area that we could really grow in, and especially in the St. Louis area.
Totally.
Little boys need men present in their lives to model and shape how to be and how to become a young man. And for me, I did date for a while. I was in a long-term relationship for probably 8 years.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So they also had that example as well. But that's mostly been the core of their mentors.
Yeah. I don't know if I shared with you, on my way, we just went and saw my family in Nebraska, which my dad is involved in my son's life for sure. My brother too. And then Kyle's brother. But on our drive back, because I'm from Nebraska, I was listening to this book that my son's junior, pre-K teacher has suggested I listen to, called, what is it? Raising Emotionally Strong Boys, something along those lines. We can tag the book. It was so amazing. Did I send it to you?
No, but I have read it.
You've read it. It's amazing.
Yes.
Right? They have a podcast. There's I'm like, I need to dig deeper. Like some of the suggestions they made, I've incorporated already into our home. But it was so helpful for me as a solo parent, right? Not having that male figure. And I pray that God brings someone into their life more steadily and consistently. But, until then, it's one of those things too, Beth. I don't know if you feel like this. My therapist told me after Kyle passed, yes, their father is gone, but I don't have to be the mother and the father. I'm still just the mother. Right.
Yes.
And that was a huge relief, because I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to be both? And I'm not. Right. So finding that mentor, those male figures, and you and I are, believers, and it's important to us. So someone who's walking in their faith is so important. And so I'm praying that God brings those people into his life, because he needs it. My little boy is an animal.
Yeah.
He's a sports fanatic. He is boy true, like inside and out. He is a boy. It's hilarious. Very different than my sweet little angel baby girls. So yeah, I don't know. It's just that book that really, it resonated with me. Like I've sent it to a lot of people since I listened to it on tape, right? Cause I love reading, but I don't have time for it right now.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, you make time. Right. But for now I'm listening to books. So interesting. Yeah. I just kind of wanted to know your thoughts on that. And
yeah, and I think that going to church was like a huge part of that as well.
Yes.
And they've always been involved in youth programs. I think they started like 6th grade, and since 6th grade they were in it, and they were going every Wednesday night. And so to have the pastors there to really be an inspiration and to pour into them like that, I think helped immensely.
Big time. Yeah.
Yeah.
The influence, it really matters. So yeah, wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of this. I always am interested how people go about living their life, when they've been through something hard, because we all go through something. It's not when it happens, or not if it happens, it's when it happens to us, right? And so your story is amazing. And I want to thank you for being so open and honest about it, because alcohol is a touchy subject. Yes. Right? Alcoholism runs in my family as well. And I was always ashamed and embarrassed and didn't want to talk about it. And, it is. It's generational.
Yes.
Right? And it is a disease, and people really struggle. And it's, I never want to look at somebody. It's like, we don't want to shame people. We don't want to judge people. Right? Like I look at them, I'm like, they're sick, right? They are, it's, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. It is a disease and it's very difficult. They literally cannot stop. Right? And so luckily there are organizations, AA is one of them, that people really do find success, right? Oftentimes, but some people don't, right? But there is that boundary in place that you have to put in at some point, which you did, which had to be the most difficult decision of your life.
It was, but it was the best decision I ever made.
Of course.
Because I look at my kids and I think if I hadn't made that decision, there's no way they would be like who they are today.
Right.
Yeah.
Or who you are today.
Yes.
What you would have had to endure. Yeah. So it's like, I'm proud of you. Like, you should be proud of yourself.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Because it's got to be difficult.
Yeah, but I try to look through everything with the lens of curiosity instead of judgment, and
yes, and
like you kind of ask why did I have to go through this? But I know now why I had to, because sometimes you have to go through the darkness to find the light and to show the people the way back through. And I have no ill will towards their father, and I've always wished him the best. I pray for him,
yes,
and hope he would find help and turn everything around. But I can't control that, and I had to realize at one point
that is huge.
What I can and can't control.
That is huge. You cannot control other people.
No,
and that's so hard. And I feel like as an adult, you realize, like, okay, like you can suggest all that you can. Till you're blue in the face, but like, it's their choice.
Yeah.
Right. And that realization is really freeing, So, I've been talking about this recently. Have you heard of the art of kintsugi?
No.
Did we talk about this?
No, tell me about it.
Okay. So, my girlfriend, a couple girlfriends and I are going to be putting a grief wellness retreat together. It's going to be, we're going to incorporate some physical, exercise in it as well, and talk about exercise in the brain and grief. And so we're in the discovery phase, and something that one of the gals suggested we do is kintsugi, which is where you take clay bowls and you smash them, and then you put them back together with gold.
Okay.
And so it's a regular bowl that turns into this beautiful art piece. And really, it's symbolic of going through something difficult, right? And your whole life is shattered, but then the gold pieces are what connects it back together, right? And some of the pieces and dust are left behind, but now it becomes this beautiful art piece, and God intended it that way, right?
Yes.
And it's like that analogy and that visual and the art of doing that just seems so powerful to me. Like, I cannot wait.
That's beautiful.
Right?
Yes.
Yes. And it's just so true, you know, and oftentimes people that go through tragedy, you know, again, I say this again and again, so sorry for my listeners that keep hearing this, but those of us that have been through some really challenging things oftentimes feel and experience joy even stronger than those that haven't yet.
Yes.
Because we know what it's like on the other end, right? And to be at the bottom and come up and all of a sudden, it's like we're more grateful for all the things that we have, and we see the joy and the light and the colors and like see what God has done in our lives.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
Yes. I find joy and peace in the storm.
Yes.
And I can see the little beauty in every little moment because I know life is short.
Right. Losing your mom, losing your husband, father of your children.
Yeah. I mean, I was 30 when my mom passed.
I'm so sorry.
As I get closer to the age when she passed, I'm like, man, this is crazy. There's not much life. But I don't like to look at it that way. You know,
Right.
I try to be like, how can I make the most of what I have left
Today.
today?
Because today is all that we
matters.
have.
Yep.
That's it. Because tomorrow's not promised for anybody of any of us.
No. So it's just about learning to be more present in the moment. And I was thinking about that actually while dropping my son off to school this morning, how it can be so easy when we're dropping him off to think about what's going to happen next and the work, the meeting you have coming up and all those things. And I'm like, I'm just going to be present in
Right.
this moment. And I'm like looking around, I'm seeing the sun coming through the trees and the birds. And I'm just looking at him, at the young man that he is. And it just hit me.
Yeah.
I'm so blessed.
Beautiful. I know.
Yeah.
I've been doing that recently, trying to be present over perfect. There's a whole book, you know,
Yes.
about it. But because I struggle too, because I've got all these ideas and things in my head, and I'm, you know, juggling all these things, and they're all wonderful, amazing things. But recently I've been trying to drink my coffee outside and just like listen to the birds, soak up the sun. I've been journaling. It's something that I used to do. I've done it on and off throughout my life, but recently picked it up again in the morning and just like chicken scratch. And this was recommended by my therapist. Just write down the things in your mind, the things you're grateful for. Just get them on paper. The things that are bugging you, bothering you, your to-do list. And it is so therapeutic, right?
Yes.
And it helps. And you write down like, you know, the things that you're grateful for. And it's like, my life is really great. We've been through a whole heck of a lot, but there are some really amazing things happening. And if you choose to focus on those, more will come. It's like a snowball effect, right? And positivity breeds positivity. On the flip side, negativity breeds negativity. And we can actually change those pathways in our brain.
Yes, we can.
We can.
And I think it's so easy to see what's wrong and what's not going the way we want it to. And it's just training yourself to look for the things that are good, that are happening, that are something to be joyful and happy about.
Totally. And you don't have to start where you're at, right? Like meet yourself where you're at and focus on one thing a day. So when we bought our house, you know, they emptied the house out, what have you. And the only thing that was left was in my side of the closet, there was a little sticky note that was attached, you know, to the side of the closet, a little piece of paper that said, if you woke up today with only the things you were grateful for yesterday, what would today look like? And I just stood there and thought, you know what? I wasn't great. I didn't make a gratitude list yesterday. You know, and now looking back, I'm like, you know, my husband, you know, I was grateful for him, but I don't think I every day thought to myself, wow, I'm really grateful for him. You know?
Yeah, like truly
grateful for him. And now that he's gone, it's too late.
Yeah.
Right? So it's something that I talk about and I share just to help people think, you know, maybe they haven't thought about life that way. Right?
Yes.
So one more thing I was going to ask you. You mentioned something that happened after our last coffee.
Yes. So I was driving home from meeting you from coffee, and every now and then God will speak to me, and it's very clear. And He said, "I need you to go home and start this YouTube channel and a podcast, and you're going to name it God Winks at Me." And I'm like, "Surely that's not available, God. That's funny.
Someone else has already started that.
Surely
right?
that's not." So I get home. Okay, it's actually available. We're going to start this because we had talked about how, you know, it's not coincidences. They're God winks, those little moments that you can only say that's God. That's God's hand. And so I have so many of those stories, and I'm just really big into my faith, and I wanted to share that. And so I started the YouTube channel after I met you.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. We'll have to tag that, Josh. Get that in there. Good for you.
Yeah.
And you're going to start a podcast, or you did?
I am.
Get it, girl. Do you need a production company? I know some people.
You know some people. Awesome.
True Line is my production company that I adore. They have been amazing. So
I love
we got people.
We got people, all right.
I love that. I definitely want to check it out. And it's listening to God and hearing him, it's the intuition, call it what you want, but that's when right? Like you're following your purpose, your mission, your calling, right? When it doesn't feel like work.
Yes.
And you're excited about something and it just so happens to be available, right?
What are the odds?
Have you read or listened to the book, The Signs?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
I
It's
will
pretty
check
awesome.
that out.
I
Okay.
listened to it on the way to Nebraska. So she doesn't necessarily talk about God. She talks about the universe and anybody can believe in anything, right? But I am a believer. And so I just kind of substituted what she was saying as far as like the universe with, God. But it's pretty powerful. So the number 11 has been really a really important part of my life. I was born on 11/11, fun fact. And I was the 11th girl to get my first communion. And my parents divorced when I was 3, and every mailbox that we've had with my mom, because she had to move around a bunch, was 11. Like, it goes on. And my first and last name, my maiden name is Nickram with a K, and that's the 11th letter of the alphabet. Like, it goes on and on and on. And then also, since Kyle passed, I have been seeing Tennessee plates off the hook. Left and right. I'm like, there's something about Tennessee. There is something.
You just know.
I know. I'm like waiting. I'm like, okay, God, what is it in Tennessee? And like, I'll see people wearing Vanderbilt hats and like, just so, so I'm like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's God.
Mm-hmm.
It's so random, but not.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
So anyway, well, I'm so excited for you. I truly, let me know how I can help and support. We are in this life together, and there's a reason sweet, amazing Ann Tobin connected us, and we hit it off right away. And, I know you mentioned wanting to be part of the singles ministry that we're starting here at Green Tree Church in Kirkwood.
Yes.
So excited that you got with Amy. So one thing I do ask all my guests at the end of the show is if you want our guests to remember, our viewers to remember one thing about our conversation today, one takeaway, what would it be?
You have the power within you, and sometimes it's hard to see, but you have the power to change your life in a moment, and just believe in yourself that you can take that next step. Even though it looks hard or scary, you have the power to make that happen.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Just go for it.
Go for it.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't want to live life wondering what if.
No.
Right? And I'm a little bit of a different, I'm a little different than a lot of people, but I'm the go big or go home, shoot for the moon. You're going to land amongst the stars. But, we don't want to live life with regrets, and like you said, life is short.
Yes.
So thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for being open and vulnerable and sharing your story. I know for a fact there are viewers that are going to hear this and it's going to impact them for the better. And I always say, even if it just impacts one person, if we save one person's life, if we protect one person, it's worth it.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Beth. I look forward to seeing our relationship blossom and your business blossom and see, what we can do together, right?
Yes.
To make a difference. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for listening today. It was a pleasure having Beth on. We'll be back next Tuesday, 10 a.m. live. Please come join us again. Have a great week.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the in spa.